Good evening, everybody. The time is 6:32 on May 10th, 2022. This is the Abington Conservation Meeting. First item is old business, SE 084-450, request for certificate of compliance located at 75 Jameson Street. Is there anybody here from the property?
He said he
nobody's
can't
coming, right?
make it tonight.
I know-
Kathy and I did a site walk
Yep.
today. Looked fine.
It looked fine. The pool was where it showed on the plan, and everything looked like it was in order, that he had done what he was supposed to. And we looked at the orders of condition, and there was no requirement from the past board for as-built or, because I did go back on the registry to look at that, as-built or any kind of statement. I don't know quite why, but it wasn't there, so he doesn't need to do it. But it looked like it was in good shape.
Yeah.
I'd say it was
Just a
fine.
swimming pool, right?
It was just a swimming pool, and he took down, there was a
3
couple of
trees.
trees.
Yeah.
They were right on the wetland border. They were probably, because they're on the wetland border, just started to fail.
There were like 2 other trees there that clearly had rotted and fell down, so he probably wanted to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Old ones, so.
Makes
But
sense.
otherwise,
I thought everything was in good shape,
That was
and the
fine.
wetlands were in good order. You
Yeah.
could clearly tell where they were. They were at the edge of the property, so.
Any other comments from the board? Alex, you all set? All set? Anybody from the public have any questions, concerns? All right, bring it back to the board.
I'll make a motion for a certificate of compliance for 75 Jameson Street.
I can second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. All right, next up is notice of intent filed by Abington DPW/Beaverbrook Playground Committee for rehab of Beaverbrook Playground located at 1 Ralph G. Hamlin Lane. That's been continued because not here and they still don't have a DEP file number and no plans. So they're
We
asking
have
to
a
be.
plan. We got the plan. You gave me a copy of the plan.
Oh, so we're just waiting for the file number.
No file number, though.
So they're asking to continue to the May 24th meeting? Is that when the next meeting is? Someone want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to continue the Abington DPW Beaverbrook Playground Committee plan for the new playground till the next meeting,
The May 24th?
May 24th.
Do I have a second?
Yeah,
We got to it before.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Next up is SE 084-0555, abbreviated notice of resource area delineation filed by Jim Lambert, WP East Acquisitions LLC, located at 0 Summer Street. They're also asking for continuance to the May 24th meeting. The check clear, can I sign the agreement for the peer review? Okay, so they're gonna go out, LEC's going out tomorrow to do the, start the peer review process. And then get their report and see what happens. Does someone want to make a motion to continue?
I'll make a motion to continue SE 0840555 until the next meeting, May 24th.
Have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Can I ask a question? Are we going to have our own site walk before the next meeting with perhaps LEC after they've done their work, or what are we going to do?
I gotta look through the proposal. I mean, I don't see why. I think they gave us permission, or they said,
They did, I think, to go on site.
yeah, we shoot them an email just to cover all our bases.
Yeah.
Did you recall if they said in the proposal about us being able to go?
I'm sorry, say again, please.
Did you recall in the LEC proposal if they said we could go?
Honestly, I really don't recall. I forwarded on to Paul once we accepted their bid, and I said, you can review the contract with them, because he's the chairman.
I don't remember seeing anything about a separate walk, yeah.
We probably didn't put that in there. But we probably going to want to at least walk it ourselves.
Yep.
All right, next on the agenda, SE 084-0549, issue order of conditions located at 75 Dale Street. We continued 0 Summer Street. All right, I wrote these up
Okay.
the other day, so if I miss one or you guys think we should add something, just let me know. I got all of A. A1 would be 25 feet. B, I have 1, B3, B4, and B6.
I would add B2.
B2. Yeah, I left that out because just not knowing with the stormwater if they have certain,
Yeah, I think what the
you're thinking where the water's,
water, I'm
where it
thinking
ends up going.
after done
Where it
and
ends up
that the
going,
water
yep.
flows moving and that they don't block like the river, for
Yep,
example.
no, that, I had a question mark for that one. So, all right, add B, so it'll be B1, B2, B3, B4, and B6. C, I left 1 off. Do you think that should be?
Did they, I thought they did compensatory storage.
I thought
didn't
so, yeah.
they? They did, so we
Yeah.
just need to pull up, I think you can just take out whose extent is to the elevation of block and just put that one in.
Yep. All right, then C2, C3, and C4.
Mhm.
D, I had D1, D2, and D3.
Mhm.
E, I had E1, E2, E3, E4, E5, E6, E7. They're replicating 488 square feet and they're altering 200 square feet, so 688 square feet total. And that's for the plans revised on 4/7/2022, sheet 6 of 11. E8 would be the same, 688 square feet, correct?
488, right?
No, 488 is replicated and 200 is altered,
Oh, okay.
so 688 square feet.
And so then the next block is how much is left, so it's 5,000 minus the 688 or the 488. I don't know.
48, I thought was.
Yeah, I think it's
amount
5,000 minus
would be
488 is the next block,
Just for replication.
replication. Disturbance will leave no more than if they went back for future work, basically. how
Oh,
much
yeah,
they
yeah,
have
yeah.
left.
Right.
So, oh, good. He's gonna do, I'm not
622.
gonna do it in
Huh?
my head.
622?
I've done enough math today. So 622, no,
It's
no,
5,000.
yeah, minus,
Minus 480?
You've been studying too much, Alex.
He's been
tough.
taking tests.
Yeah, his brain's kind of mush.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
what is that number? So 4,312 square feet.
I don't think you
What's
need
your-
any
what's your
E9 because we know where we're putting it.
Yep. I skipped over E9, then I had E10.
Yeah.
F, I left off.
Yep.
What do you guys want to do for F?
I agree. It
Thank-
just didn't get triggered by anything that they're doing.
Right.
Well, F2 though,
F2, what's F2? Let's see.
right? Because whatever's replicated should still be the
Sure,
same wildlife habitat.
Yeah,
that one's fine.
so just on F, just F2.
Mhm.
G, I had all of them. Number 5, what do we want to put for footage for stockpile? 100 feet?
100,
That's what we usually do, right?
yeah.
So G5 will be 100 feet. And all the rest of G. H, I had H2, H4, H5, all of H6, all of H7, I1, and all of I2. Then J, I had all of J, except J1. I rather see straw bales instead of hay bales.
Okay,
You don't want to bring in any strange seed over,
Yep.
no,
and then you get all sorts of.
I agree.
And that's it. Did anybody else? I know Lynn emailed over some additional special orders, correct?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, they were, I think, I looked through them, they look pretty good.
Yeah, same thing like we did for Brockton Avenue.
Right, they look like they're, these ones, some of them are from MAC, right, the standard conditions from MAC.
Yep.
And then it
Yeah,
looked like your
majority are MAC.
replication ones from Brockton Ave were in here too.
Very similar to Brockton Ave.
Yeah.
That one was restoration. This is replication, but a lot of the stuff was the same. And
Yeah,
some of this is from, Mass DOT. So a little bit more specific.
there was one that I would like to add, I hadn't quite phrased it, I meant to do it this afternoon. After they're done, I think this allows for, equipment and machinery to be in there and talks about how the construction equipment's gonna be there. But after they're done the work, there's no, passenger cars to me are fine on property, but any storage of things with fuel in them, there's no catch basins or any way to deal with anything that might leak. So I would like to put like in a condition that,
Have a spill kit in the garage.
well,
That's usually when I'm working on
at least a
site.
spill kit in the garage, but, outside storage of things with fuel in them, we shouldn't see that, really. So I'd almost like to say that, machinery or items with a fuel tank, other than passenger vehicles, shouldn't be stored outside. I mean, they have that bigger, they have the huge
So like a
barn.
backhoe or something, I mean, they should be,
Once the project's completed,
Yeah, once the project's completed, not while they're trying to do the work, obviously. I think there's a comment in there, but that was the thing that was bothering me, just because it's a gravel road. There's a lot of sensitive wetlands. They didn't have an area for parking. They didn't pave anything but the driveway, right?
So what are you saying? Keep it, don't park anything other than cars
Passenger
or trucks
vehicles.
away from, within 100 feet
Feet
of
of
the.
in 100 feet of the
Yeah.
wetlands. Does that make sense?
yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah, we can't tell them that they can't park it anywhere on the property. We
No,
don't
but
have
100 feet,
jurisdiction. Yeah.
to protect the wetlands,
Yeah.
because there's just a lot of wetlands on that property. A lot more than typical. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That was the only one that I had.
And
think-
this is another
I think this
I
covered a
know.
lot.
There's
Well, that
another
was just
one.
mine. I think a lot of it's already covered in yours.
Yeah, there was one place I saw a yellow
Oh.
mark. We need to put in, on the second page during construction.
Oh, I didn't know, this is for you, Paul,
Yeah.
on the second page of the ones I wrote up. I was able to put in, Conservation Commission call if there's an emergency.
Which
but,
number?
If you go down to number 5 on the second page, it's highlighted in yellow.
Oh, on the second page.
Yeah, sorry. Like who's gonna be the contact phone number for after hours or weekends?
do we want to put that in there, or do we want to just leave have them call the police or fire department? Because it's probably going to change, from,
Well, yeah.
you
I
might
mean,
not be the contact, in a year or two, it could be a different chairperson, so this one's kind of hard.
Why don't we put, well, yeah, but the thing is then if you put down the police or fire, who are they gonna call?
They're going to,
They're gonna have to call the same person, so.
Why don't we,
I'm used to getting phone calls at 1, 2 in the morning. I hope I don't, but
right. You shouldn't, hopefully they're not going to be working out there at
No,
1 or
but-
2 in the morning either.
no, but you know,
Yeah,
stuff happens. So you can put my number down.
okay. All right, so, Tony, can you do that in there? That'd be great, thank you. So did the no sodium chloride make it into that list?
On,
Yeah, the rest of them look like they might
no,
have.
it didn't, but
on mine, no, I didn't.
No, it didn't. So Jean has one, number 5 on the back here with no
Yeah, I
sodium
mean, I
chloride.
wouldn't, I'd rather have the property owner give us a solution instead of us telling him he has to use sand.
Yeah, I think the first sentence would be enough,
Well, no salt products, because sodium chloride, there's other kinds of deicers
right?
that are also a salt, not sodium chloride, so.
So we don't want to use any
You don't
salt.
want to use
product.
calcium chloride or anything like that either,
Right.
so they
Okay,
just basically need, before wintertime, come to the, email Tony, just whatever they want to use. We'll take a look at it. Whether it's sand or,
so what
something else.
should the condition say? So,
no salt products?
no salt products shall be used on this property.
contact the commission with substitute?
Yes.
If a substitute is to be used.
Yeah,
Would that make sense?
yeah, we don't want to tell them.
No,
what to use.
I agree, because
Right.
they could find something that might be better than,
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
And that condition should just remain in perpetuity with the life of the property, I guess, because
Mhm.
there's so many sensitive areas.
oh, yeah. With there's other properties in town, we do the same thing.
Right.
We had one that I had to go follow up on this winter. I won't name it, but they said, oops, we took care of it. One thing, after going through the peer review and everything, and speaking with Bob Gray, I think before they do any work for the culvert, they should show us a plan on how they plan on tackling it.
so a sequence of construction?
Yeah, just
Construction
something,
sequence? That makes sense to me.
it doesn't have to be anything elaborate, just we
So-
can take a look at it.
So provide a construction sequence for
Culvert installation.
culvert
Remo-
installation.
Removal and installation of culvert.
I know at the last meeting, they did say that it was going to be done during the dry period, which hopefully, that lasts, but with the summer and the storms, you never know. Should there be also some sort of condition
A
that,
contingency,
yeah,
yeah.
contingency that if we get, deluges of summertime storms? I mean, I know last July, we got hammered with rain.
yeah, I mean,
I just always like to cover all the bases.
I'm not gonna speak for the contractor, but if you're gonna get rain like that, you'll just wait,
Yeah,
Right.
do
yeah,
something else, but.
that's typical.
Hopefully.
Yeah, you're not going to put it in mush.
Okay.
Anything else?
No.
Someone wanna make a motion to approve the order of conditions?
I'll make a motion to approve the order of conditions for 75 Dale Street.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous. All right.
Papers.
Next up, oh, finally, new business. Abbreviated notice of resource area delineation filed by Daniel Craven, located at 20 Crossman Circle. Is anybody here from the property you want to get up, state your name and address, and just let us know what you're doing over there.
Good evening. My name is Dan Craven. This is my daughter, Allison Hoff. We own the property at 20 Crossman Circle, and this August will be a year that we've been there. So we would like to put in a pool in an area where a pool was back in 2005, which was approved by Abington back in 2005. We're going to put a pool in the same area. Paul and Alex saw that last Friday night, and it's the same size pool in the same area. So that's what we would like to get approved tonight.
I have a comment about the filing itself. They filed an abbreviated notice of intent, which is
No, an ANRAD.
an ANRAD,
Yeah.
which doesn't, an ANRAD, which doesn't apply for what they're asking.
Yeah, who told you to fill out the ANRAD? I know I emailed you and, huh? Oh, they couldn't have just done it at RDA? Well, that's what when I emailed you, you emailed the building department. I just didn't know if they told them.
Yeah, I think it's the wrong form, because it's for resource area delineation, which basically is to say where the wetland is on your property. And it should have either been a request for determination or a notice of intent.
Yeah, that's what I told. I emailed Tony and she forwarded it to the building department, and I don't know, did they give you any direction on what to fill out?
I don't actually remember who told me what to fill out, but it ended up being the RDA.
Yeah,
No,
No.
it's not an
It's
RDA.
ANRAD, it's not an
it's the
RDA.
wrong form is the problem, I think.
Yeah, it should have been
So you
RDA.
filed for the wrong thing, unfortunately. So I think we probably should still discuss it tonight so
Oh,
we
yeah.
can help them figure it out.
Yeah.
But I think they may need to withdraw and resubmit the right form. So that would be my first comment. The second comment is, do we have an actual plan where the pool's going?
It's going right with the old,
I did- This, is it these things that I got from, these are old.
See, these are are we talking about?
These are the originals for the building of Crossman Circle.
Would those files for the pool have been in the building plans, like you can go to the,
Oh, is it with no notice of intent? I didn't think I saw any.
No, but like I said, I went over there, the pool is right off the house, right next to if you look on,
oh, do you have a drawing there?
I do.
Okay.
Oh, great. We'll
So-
give it back to you, or we'll make a
I
copy.
had submitted this with the other forms, and the pool is going to go right beside the deck right there.
the footprint for the old pool's still there.
It's 'cause- All right, we
So there
probably
used
need,
to be a pool there?
2005.
Right. I was
Same-
looking at Mass
It's going the
Mapper.
exact same location.
Yeah, I was looking at Mass Mapper, which is this free thing you can go and it'll show you everything. And I was going through all the aerial, and I swore I saw a pool there.
There was one.
So why are they asking for one now? Okay, so that was, okay, that's what, it's hard to tell what's on the ground when you're
Right,
like
yeah.
thousands of feet up and viewing, so, okay.
all right.
And like I said, the only reason I didn't sign off on the permit was because of the history with the previous owner.
Yeah, they had a very,
Very long and tumultuous,
enforcement order that went
Yeah.
along with it, which was unfortunate.
yeah.
But, and they did eventually rectify it,
Yep.
but it was long and arduous, I think. And you are really surrounded, I printed it out, by wetlands.
Yep.
So, anything you do in your backyard, beyond what you have, you need to come to us. My opinion is that we could probably do an RDA based on what you just said. I don't think we need to go to a notice of intent. but-
No, I don't, I don't think so either.
So I think they just need to withdraw what they submitted, give them back their fees, and then have them
Come back in 2 weeks.
do a
and-
request for determination so they can do their pool. Unfortunately, it delays you, but at
Right,
least,
because the installation date for the pool, right now, we're on the schedule for May 18th.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
It's just that I don't think we should be giving permission for anything without the paperwork being right. But
That's,
Is there a way we
No,
can fill out
we
the
can't.
paperwork?
Tonight,
it has to be all posted now.
yeah, it has to be posted. Yeah, it's just
Does it get
unfortunate.
gets a DEP number?
If it's a
RDA
request
doesn't.
for determination, no DEP number.
Okay.
I don't think, I think because they had the pool there before is the only reason that I'm good with it. I would
Right.
say a request for determination is okay, but we should have something on paper.
Where,
So,
where it's gonna be more than 50 feet away from the stream, do they even need to file an RDA?
they're within 200 feet of the stream.
I
They're like
thought,
just on the edge of
no, I
it.
know, but I thought swimming pools were exempt from that.
From the riverfront?
Yeah, I thought that was one of the
No.
classifications of exemption.
No, I think it may be in the buffer zone of the wetland that's there. That's probably okay, and they're well within the 100-foot buffer zone, but they're like, I looked, I think the closest to the corner of the houses is like 80 feet. So from Mass Map or not, what's actually,
Not that we know of.
that we've walked and delineated. So I think the fastest we could do it is if they submit as soon as possible, we could put it on our next agenda and approve it.
Can we hold a special meeting just for the approval of that?
Yeah.
Well,
We
have-
only need X amount of voting members if we have a
Can we
special
set up
meeting
a
for like
special-
10 minutes.
No, you need 4 of the 7.
Right.
Before the 18th.
Before the 18th. Can we do that? Do we have enough time?
So for a request for determination, it's been a while, I've forgotten, we need to put it on the
18th next
agenda.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
We don't need to put it in the newspaper, right?
No,
We don't need to notify anyone.
nope.
So you could,
Dan!
oh geez, we've been stealing your package and everything. Sorry, another member just showed up. You can sit next to
You can sit
Paul,
right
he's
up
been
on the
feeling
front. Yeah.
lonely today.
He's very lonely.
But if they could get the application in, like, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, and we could try to hold a special meeting just to get it approved. It's only gonna take a matter of, what, 5 minutes?
What day is the 18th? That's,
Next Wednesday?
Next Wednesday.
so we can set up a special meeting for Tuesday?
Mhm.
I'm available.
I'm
Which-
available.
Which
I'll make
day?
I'll make myself available.
There we go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Which day
Yeah.
are we talking about?
Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
17th.
See what I can do.
That way,
Okay.
they
As
don't
long
have
as
to,
we have a,
Quick
Right.
meeting.
And that will be the
Well,
only thing on the agenda, so you guys can come
Right,
and
so
go.
it's just,
it's very quick.
right.
Yeah.
And if Rich and Russ show up, I mean, it's
That
just,
would be good to attach to
I don't
the,
think they will, but,
And then they don't have to wait
Right.
2 weeks.
and they can still go through, and that would
And then
be,
they don't have to delay work.
That's great.
All
I
right,
mean,
so
it's
we should,
unfortunate that they were given the wrong information, they filled something
we'll make a
wrong.
motion for a special meeting for next Tuesday. Somebody's gonna make that motion and
I'll
then,
make that motion for a special meeting on next Tuesday, the 17th,
yes.
And I'll
At
second,
6:30,
at 6:30.
room to be determined.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And so you want to continue to the meeting on,
We're not continuing, they're
Oh,
going
yeah,
to
I'm
withdraw.
sorry, yes,
You're
yes.
withdrawing and you're
You
going to resubmit, so it's an RDA form? Okay. Request?
Say that.
So you need to get that from
Oh,
Tony.
you want me to say?
Yeah,
Okay.
because they don't know the jargon.
You just
All right.
emailed it to
I
them?
didn't when I got
Just
started.
emailed it to you.
Perfect.
So
Thank
if you
you.
can bring it in tomorrow, then we'll be
Yeah.
we'll be in good shape.
Okay.
Request for determination of applicability. That's what we need, but I know.
Okay.
Sorry, we talking short.
It's got a special form number, right?
Yeah, it
that's
does.
one, right?
Do we happen
Oh,
to have
one.
one available, like,
Form 1.
anywhere?
I don't think she can get into the office.
Oh.
I think it's called Form 1.
I think so. And it's on the DEP website as well, but I think Tony emailed it to you, so you should.
Where?
Okay. Excellent.
Right,
thank you very much.
You're welcome.
you have the 2005
Oh, did we pass that around?
We passed it down.
Does somebody?
Yeah, Paul's got it.
Okay.
Thank you. We'll see you next Tuesday.
That's good. I'll see you in the morning.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Welcome. Okay.
All right. Next on the agenda, request for determination of applicability filed by Nina, correct me if I mess the name up, Shamsi, located at 232 Ashland Street.
I don't think I have a form for that. Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Did we get a plan?
No,
There's no plan with it, so
No.
I don't know.
Is there anybody here from,
well, just that.
I don't know what they want to do.
I don't either, and it's,
wants to farm in her wetland?
Maybe we should ask her what she wants. Oh,
I'd be interested to hear what you want.
She's not
Yeah, I
here.
think she should come back with like a, oh, that
oh,
got
it's been
continued.
continued,
it's
so
okay.
sorry.
Sure.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think, I mean,
I don't know what they wanted.
they want to farm in the wetlands, Tony says, but I think we should have a plan on what they want to
We
do.
need a plan,
Yeah,
and we
There's all
don't,
kinds of different things
and-
that we
right.
can
yeah.
Do related to that sentence, so.
They want to farm the wetlands, you said?
I want to farm inside of her wetlands, who knows what she could mean.
Well, I was
Could be-
kind of
Could
looking
be
at,
anything from an asparagus patch to
Cranberry
blackberries
bog.
to turning it all upside down.
Yep.
But it doesn't
So
necessarily
let's
have to
just
be,
find out what she wants to
yeah,
do.
I mean.
Because I'd also be interested.
I was just kind of like doing,
I love that
I would
stuff.
Mass
consider, I
mapper
would
and-
actually consider this application incomplete without the
Form one.
without a drawing and a description.
thank you.
So that would give us, because we have a certain amount of time to act on these things. So I think this is incomplete, in my opinion.
So we should deny.
Well, we should just say it's incomplete and.
Yeah, because you can't, I mean,
And so the time clock doesn't start until we get more information.
Right.
That was my point. I think it was
Okay.
just, it's not even, probably shouldn't be on the agenda without.
Especially part B, the boundaries of the resource areas are accurately delineated because we don't have any resource areas
No, we
here.
don't.
yeah, I mean, this is the only plan we got is just the,
And it says,
It's just the mortgage
Yeah.
inspection plan.
it says the work depicted on the plans. I mean, we don't even have plans. So
Yeah.
It's an incomplete application, and I just don't think we probably shouldn't be on the agenda until it's complete. So Tony, can you reach out to this person and ask them to send us the plans?
I was just kind of looking at Mass Mapper, and it looked like almost exactly half the property. Like if you divide a line down the property, it's wetlands on one side,
Mhm.
and then
And there's a stream there too.
yeah, again, I mean, we don't,
I don't know.
waste our
It's
time
not
talking about it, because we don't know
Yeah,
what they want
it's
to do.
just- yeah.
So we even have to take, anybody have to even make a motion on this, or?
Do you continue it?
I'm not allowed.
I think if you guys want to make a motion that the application's incomplete, you could do that.
That's
Someone want to
fine.
make a motion?
I will make a motion that the request for determination of applicability filed by Nina Shamsi at 232 Ashland Street is incomplete.
Do we have a second?
A second.
All those in favor? Aye. All right. Next is request for determination of applicability filed by Matt Feldman, located at 20 Mount Laurel Lane. I don't know, I know Lynn and I went out to the site.
I've been there too.
You've been there too. Gene, did you get out there?
I did not.
Alex, Dan?
No, sir.
All right, so basically, what they're looking to do is, this is Mount Laurel.
Mhm.
The front of their house is Dale Street. So all they want to do is basically put a fence.
They actually had a nice picture in the
Right
notice
here?
of intent.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
we're looking for.
Yeah.
So basically, all they want to do is they want to put a fence up right along here, along behind the sidewalk, then basically running right along the driveway and behind the retaining wall.
Just for privacy, I understand that.
What's our issue? Are we having issues there?
Just because they're close to the, I'm
Street.
not going to name the name of the
They're
street.
in the
stream.
riverfront
Understood.
area.
Right.
It doesn't, You know, I would have an issue with it, if there was fencing that would block wildlife habitat, but this does nothing.
No, it's just blocking the
just
street, the whole
blocking the
backside
street,
is,
Yeah.
Cool.
They even want to plant like trees right in the front.
That's
and-
nice.
Right,
Yeah.
and it looks like the
So-
fence is gonna end right where the vegetation
Yep.
starts by
Right.
the riverfront. So
Right, yep.
it's basically just the green grass area that they're
Right.
protecting.
Right. And I think they want no view or people not being able to look in the yard or.
Yeah,
On
I
the
mean, it's
street
right on
and
that
everything.
corner, so
Yeah,
it
it's
makes
tough
some
living on a
sense.
corner, yeah.
and the only thing you could, maybe ask them to do is put up erosion control. They already have that up from the work they did previously, so.
Mhm.
Someone want to make a motion on that?
Sure.
Come on, Alex. you make
Are we
I'll make a
approving
motion
or what are we doing?
for 20 Mount Water Lane for requested
For a negative determination?
determination.
Negative.
For a negative
A negative
determination.
determination, yes.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye.
It's weird, it's like, if you say it's positive, I know.
Right, it's just the opposite.
It means
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
have to apply. It's weird, because I remember when we took the classes, I was like, what?
It could be worded so much better.
It really, yeah, definitely.
And there's a couple of options. There's one where I think it's positive, but it has no impact. and
Yeah,
It's like,
Right, I think they have a little chart that shows you from the training, it shows you which direction to go.
That's right, it's
Mhm.
like this, very
Lynn was a close
confusing. Okay.
all right, next up is updating the filing fees. So I had Tony email everybody, a couple different towns' versions of how they come up with their fees. I also photocopied a couple that Kathy gave me a couple meetings ago. I tried to do a spreadsheet for it, just the way everybody's town's a little bit different. It's kind of hard to do, so I figured everybody can take a look at these, and I don't know if we either set up like a small group to go through it and come back to the rest of the board with their recommendations, and
that probably makes sense.
kind of do like the same way we're doing with the certificate of compliances.
Mhm. I think that makes sense. They have a lot of similarity, but there's some wacky differences between some
Yeah.
of the towns. It's kind of wild.
Like what?
Like, some towns will have like a higher dollar value for linear foot along a disturbance area. And you kind of have to make some decisions about what you want to have for a fee besides, and then we may want to tailor it to Abington. you know.
Yeah.
I mean, we,
Ours is pretty simple.
yeah.
Ours is,
I
yeah.
think that people
You can
like
tell,
it.
I did
Yeah.
it, so
No,
I think it had to be
okay.
simple.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't,
did. But
that's what I'm
it's-
saying, I wouldn't change
Should
our,
it be more complex?
I think it probably should mirror the way the DEP filing fees are with some additional ones at the bottom, which is what I think you see here. I think ours,
There's an agent site visit too, on one of these too.
we don't have an
Really?
agent.
no. It would be something
Because we
we'd
don't have
probably
an
add
agent.
if we got an agent.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it makes sense. If you have an agent, you're gonna charge
Yeah.
people for the agent to go out their
Right.
time.
Yeah, that makes sense for sure.
We don't get paid for our time, so.
Didn't I
Right.
give you the town of Rockland? I thought I.
No, I copied that, I handed it out before the
Okay.
meeting.
Okay.
So we'll do this next meeting. We'll talk about it some more. Or do you want to have a
Well, we have to
subcommittee?
wait 21 days before we actually vote on changing
But we
the
have to
fees.
come up with something
Right.
first, right?
Well-
So we should pick a date, whether it's, so it can't be the next meeting, so it would have to be,
But still, don't we still have to draft something up first before
Well,
we
yeah,
have the
I
hearing?
mean, I really think that, like, if each of us takes a crack at it and tries to come up with some sort of Excel sheet and, you know, and then we can,
It's-
all right, I'll try an Excel sheet as soon as I get mine on Friday. But, I want to give this a shot, because it definitely.
Do you want to have a little subgroup perhaps?
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, a little subgroup. I'll work with you.
Okay,
I can help.
Okay, so,
okay.
all right, so the three of us will be your subcommittee.
Well, let's have another voting member like we're doing, have three and one.
Oh, okay, so who else? You?
Name somebody.
Not me.
I
Alex
do
is
it where I
probably,
came from, so.
Are you busy?
Well, you can do it with
You
us,
can still do it.
Dan.
No, you
Come
want, you can still do it.
Yeah, Dan, I
Yeah.
can't vote
I'm not
either.
opposed, I'm just saying, I
I'm already
can't
in the
help
other
with the
group,
voting
too.
part.
All right, so we're
I'm
gonna
in
do
the other
But,
group.
Oh, yeah.
but the
So we'll
quorum
make
on
it
the
four,
fees,
two,
I'd be
two
happy to-
associates and
three,
two
do
voters.
three voting
Yeah.
members and two
It's
alternates.
okay to
That's all.
say no. I know that
That
you're really
works.
busy, especially right now.
Yeah.
So it's okay. I'm not trying to.
No,
push you.
he's already on the
Yeah.
certificate of compliance one.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't contributed enough, so I wanna
Under the
jump in there, and then I can walk.
I'll reach out to Rich,
Smile.
see if he wants to do it.
Okay.
All right,
Because Tim's on, you, Tim, you two, you and Tim are all on the other one, so.
Right, I mean,
I'm on
what
all
we
the
can do is just kind of format one and then
pass it along.
pass it around and get everybody's input on it, and
I
then
mean,
we'll
you
just,
guys could even, I don't know, they can still do a Zoom meeting and
Oh, yeah,
go over that way, you're not
Sure.
violating anything, right?
this is small. It's
All
only a
right,
few of
so
us.
the group is gonna be Jean, Lynn, Kathy, Dan, and I'm gonna ask Rich if he wants to do it.
and if he doesn't, that's okay too, because, I mean, you know. I mean, maybe Russ will want to do it. with us.
I'll ask Russ after.
Yeah. I mean, he's been on the board the longest, so he might have more information and,
Yeah.
you know what comes up most frequently than, I know I have a big section I want on violations.
Well, then get crafting, girl.
I do, well, as soon as I get my Microsoft package installed on my laptop, I will.
Do you want the inaugural spreadsheet to be this and then you can pass it around?
Exactly, if you
So
don't
when is
mind, I'd
our-
like to try to
Okay.
do that.
All right,
So
sounds
you're
good.
the
You're the,
Okay.
you
starting
start.
person.
I will start it.
Well,
and
it
then
will
I'll-
help us figure out
Zoom meeting.
what to
Yeah, I
do.
just want to kind of like plot all this, and like I'll have pages and put this all on pages, and then I'll try to import it into a main page, and
Yeah,
then,
it'll get
the
us
14th?
thinking.
right.
We have to, if we get something on
Because looking
paper.
at this is like,
Sounds good.
Okay.
all right.
So do we wanna make June 14th the date that we're gonna update our filing, or vote to update our filing
Well,
fees?
that gives us a chance to have a
Sure.
couple of meetings before
Yeah.
that, to make sure we're happy with what we've got, and then we
Yeah.
can do a public hearing and talk about it some
Well, at
more.
least that way Tony can
That sounds great.
post it, so,
We can talk about it then.
We can do it at the next couple of meetings as an
Yeah.
agenda item too.
Right.
So,
No, that's fine.
sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
all right, next up is updating filing checklist.
Jean?
Jean,
Oh, the NOI, yay.
this was your,
It was mine. And I got input from it, from a lot of stuff, so. Where did I put it? I don't remember. This is bad. It's right here.
Should we make copies for everybody?
I think we should. I have very big font here. Sorry.
We're old people, it's okay. Here,
No, I'm working from an iPad.
I'll make copies and you
Okay.
can talk about it.
All right, so,
And Tony, this is gonna involve you a lot. You can tell us about dates. I think you'll be happy with the dates we've chosen for
you got
when
a
they
chance
have
to
to
go
get
through it?
everything in.
I kind of forwarded, yeah, but it's morphed since then. So, a lot of the stuff I have, I gleaned from other conservation commissions from surrounding areas, and there was a lot of input, so, and collaboration, and it has turned into this magnificent document, or so I think, with the help of people, and it just looks so complete, so that when it goes to an applicant, he knows exactly, step by step by step, what needs to be done. And I hope everybody else feels too, and if not, this is an opportunity to discuss it with everyone and get their input. And what did I just say, Paul? Okay.
so back to the filing fee, June 28th is when we're gonna come up with the last final.
June 28th.
Yeah,
June 28th is the
Yeah.
final, but we'll have it on the 14th, right?
but we can't vote on it until the 28th.
We will vote on it the 20th, okay.
So the public hearing is the 28th, or?
It'll be an agenda item that's on, alrighty. Oh, yeah, here's the Rockland Conservation Fee right here.
I think the nicest thing that I saw was, like you were talking about, all the different colors for the different delineations.
You know, that was probably one of the best classes, I think. Lynn was on that same, you were on the class too, weren't you? No, Lynn and I, because I saw your name when we were on the chat. When Mac had the class on how to write an effective order of conditions, and wasn't it Michelle Gerard that gave the class presentation, and she said, one of the things that you can ask, because all their software for the consultants and everything all have the ability to color code certain areas, so all your resource areas will be one color, you know, like floodplain will be purple, buffer zones will be blue, you know.
The one I sent you the picture of, that's my favorite.
It's
Everything's right there. It saves me so much time when I do a job.
exactly, you know, it's just spelled out.
Yep.
So that when you're looking at them, you're not playing seek and find, trying to figure
Yeah.
out where everything is. I mean, it's just right there.
That's gonna save us time when we go to review stuff.
Yep. You know, the flags and everything else. And a lot.
This is going to be such a great idea because then everybody knows exactly what they need
What's expected of them,
before we even begin.
correct. And Tony doesn't have to try to ask for information for the last minute. If it's not submitted correctly, she can just, I'm sorry.
Did you have anything in there? I know I sent you the copy of the Brockton one. Did you put anything in there about the,
I'm waiting to get input on the other people and see what they say.
no, but did you put anything in there for a cutoff on when
I didn't know the specific,
we should accept?
I think there was something that was originally on it, but we can always change that, and that's the reason for reviewing it, kind of, sort of like now.
Like the number of days before.
Right, so like she needs more time in order,
Yeah.
and we need
Yeah.
more time.
I put 14 days because that's what all the towns on the Cape are doing.
And Brockton has.
Brockton has 10 days.
Yeah.
I think that's reasonable. I know it's better than
At noon.
4 hours before the meeting.
Right,
Can I give my 2 cents?
You can.
So the deadlines between the ad is the week before the meeting on Wednesday usually. So you would need, I'd say at least 5 days before.
They have to have everything in 5 days before the ad.
That's what I would suggest, only in case it's a last minute file that falls within that I'm willing to make accommodation for it and still be able to get on the agenda.
but see, the willingness to make accommodations is that's the problem where we get into trouble. I think this specifically is gonna say to them, you know, the last minute things, unless it meets all the criteria here, you're gonna have to wait. And that's just the way it's gonna be.
Because I recall with a certain project that shall not be named, that you were having a scramble at the last minute and then they didn't show. And so I think if we have this, then it's on them to be on time.
Right.
And if they aren't, then, okay.
Look at the
next.
checklist.
This is the checklist. Yeah. I think that's gonna make your life easier, Tony. At least I hope. A lot more things to check off, but
You like it? You make, here, take that one. No, that's fine, I got with this one.
Oh, okay. I did notice that there was also, we're requesting electronic copies of everything from the, along with the paper copies, an electronic version of everything. So that way I think that would actually solve Tony's problem a lot and ours, that you can just email everything out to us early. So I think that one's a good one too.
And it started with a little humble report that I passed on and asked for some input on. And I got some extraordinary input, and it created this magnificent document. I hope you all appreciate it and love it.
So should we have everybody take a look at this?
Yeah.
And maybe next
Yeah.
meeting consider
I mean, definitely, you don't have to all digest it tonight, but it's just, you may see things in there that you might want added as well.
Right, or, and make sure everybody's
But
in agreement.
I really do like the color coding on the maps, though. That was my favorite.
Yeah, no, it's definitely something we don't want to rush through, because it's something that's going to be there for
Exactly,
Right.
a long time, hopefully.
right. And it's, the whole purpose is just to streamline processes so we're not scrambling at the last minute. And
One thing that, in reading a lot of these, and also reading Andrew's latest email, that was added is if there's any requested information that they refuse to give us, then under the Wetlands Protection Act in our town bylaws, we can just automatically deny it. Even if it's supplemental, let's say Alex is like, well, I want to see this document, and they say no, then bye. We have the cause to deny at that point. So I wanted to make that very clear to them ahead of time, that is our right as a commission. And it's something Andrew said that a lot of commissions are not remembering to do, that all the information that people request should be given to them. Otherwise, it's a denial. So the timing of putting this together and then getting that email, I was like, oh yeah, that's perfect timing.
Can you
For it.
share that email with the rest of
But
us?
That was the one,
Tony sent it to everybody.
Tony
I think,
sent it out.
Yesterday, right?
it
He forwarded
was
something from you.
for training.
Yeah.
What
The
training?
It was like he does these online,
Yeah,
you
Yeah.
were at one. He has a,
I don't think I got it. Did you get
I
it?
got it.
You got it. Huh.
you should
When did
have
it
it.
come?
It was yesterday morning.
Yesterday, yeah, it came with
Yesterday.
an attachment.
But if you, so he's basically saying, hey, I've got all these
Yeah.
trainings, and it was like a marine training.
Huh.
But you have to, if you read down a little farther towards
Oh,
the
he's on
end,
it.
he makes this comment about it.
I don't think I got it.
And then we also added in a site authorization form that we have access on the site. So they have to
Oh,
sign.
okay, I know I did get it. I see
That
it
came
now.
from Chatham, town of Chatham.
Oh, cool.
And, yeah, acknowledging the checklist, that they've read it and they understand everything they need.
Oh, and he listed all the trainings he'll do. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
he's such a nice man. He's so
Great.
patient and knowledgeable.
Super. Okay. Great. Thank you.
All right, so you'll email everybody a copy of have you done it already? Email everybody a copy of the checklist so they can look at it?
Did you send the checklist to Tony yet?
I think I did just this afternoon.
Okay.
I think I might have, did I not? Not the new updated one, I'm sorry. I will, but we just made copies for everybody, but I will get it out to her. I'm sorry. I had a lot.
All right, next on the agenda, building permits and site visits. What was the address for Jean Carroll?
Was there building permit?
He's looking. he's
Yeah, there's
asking
one
for
on, one on Jean Carroll for a swimming pool. Nothing that concerns us.
Mhm.
Oh, we'll go to site visits then. So like, Alex and I went to 20 Crossman last Friday to look at that. You guys went to Jameson Street today to look at that. You know, Gene and Lynn, you guys did a site visit with Andrew last Thursday at the state park.
Yes,
Yeah.
we did, we played.
Played with the mud.
We played in the mud. We learned about hydric soils, which was very, very, he's just so good. He's a good teacher.
Oh, yeah, real good. All right, so the permits were 305 Groveland, 214 Groveland. Both of those were decks on the side of the house, no issues with us, and 139 Jean Carroll was a swimming pool.
Great.
No issue with us. So you want to discuss your site visit with Andrew?
It was a training session.
training?
Lynn was the one who got into the mud with Andrew. And
Makes it sound a little.
I know, but, well, what it is that he brought his auger with him, and what he was he was teaching us all about the samples of hydric soil, and what they look like, how they feel, and a Munsell chart that you grade the soil to. So I'll let Lynn take it from here, because she was the one that was really getting her hands dirty and just passing it over, so. Because I wouldn't get in the mud.
I mean, do you want to have me describe the procedure, what you're supposed to do?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get this, does everybody know what a auger looks like? Okay, I didn't.
I didn't either. It kind of looks like one of those things that you use to,
I've used them.
It's a very broad term.
Do we have one?
No.
we should get one.
I looked them up, they're like $200.
You know the garden weasels
I'll
that
see
turns
if
up.
I'll see if I have an old one kicking around.
You can
Okay.
get them for ice fishing, you
Yeah.
can get them for all kinds of things. You can also get.
It says called the
just-
Dutch
If we want
Auger.
to save ourselves some money, you can get them for a power drill, very cheap, they just fit on the end. So I don't know,
Yeah,
I wasn't there, so I'm not
It's
sure
really
the
long.
level of
Oh.
augering we need to do.
It depends on
but
how,
But you'd
18
probably
to
burn out-
24 inches.
You'd probably
Yeah, I
you'd
mean,
burn
you
out
could-
the drill.
You
Yeah.
might burn out the drill.
Yeah, you
yeah.
would.
Yeah.
The biggest problem is that you're, augering through
Oh, it's like deep mud. and
of
stuff.
roots and everything, so it can be labor intensive.
And we hit
Yeah.
rocks.
Post hole under them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I hit a rock at one point
Yeah.
several times. It's called the Dutch auger. That
Yeah.
has a difference, and
Sure.
it's got a handle. So the idea is that
Those things are dangerous.
they look dangerous, and
Catch them.
he was
Oh,
sitting
yeah,
there and going
like
like this,
shoulder.
and I was like, when it comes to my turn, I'm gonna have trouble getting down deep. And he's like, oh, no, and yeah, I did. Because once you get blood, so you take the 6 inches, the soil, you get a bunch of it. You don't sample what's touched the auger on the outside. You sample what's in the inside. And the first thing you do is look at the color, and that's why we want to get that Munsell chart. I don't know if we have that, but you hold it up, and there's this, you have it so that the sun is behind you, and the soil hits the sun. That gives you the best idea of the color, and you just try to match it up. And what is on the chart tells you about, you look at the hue, basically the brightness, and also the chroma. So if there's a lot more chroma, it tends to be more wet ones. If it's dark, then it's more like hydro soils. And then the next couple things are fun. You take some of it and rub it between your fingers. And if you immediately, within 2 seconds, feel grit, then that's a sandy soil. And then if it takes you 2 to 8 seconds or more, I can't remember exactly what it was, it tells you amount of loam. And then the fun part is taking it and squeezing all the water out, and then putting it in a ball and just trying to run it with your fingers and see if it cracks, and then picking it up and throwing it in the air and trying to catch it, see if it cracks. So all these different things to determine, if it's a loamy soil, is it muck, is it sandy, is it clay?
Is it a
Like all
combination
this
of
stuff,
both? Yeah.
So you do that, the first 6, and you go down another 6, and you try to go down, I don't know, it was 18 to 30 inches.
18, 24, 30.
And eventually you get, if it's like a true wetland, it's gray.
Mhm.
And I was reading up about that. Why does it turn gray? It's because the amount of iron starts to leach through, and so you get less and less of that brownish red color leached out. So you see that, and then he did that right on the edge of an obvious wetland. So then we went out, I don't know, how many feet did we
We
go
probably were
next?
going out in like 3 to 4 foot increments,
Yeah.
further away from the original test hole, and he would test the soil again to see what it would come up as, and
As we moved farther away, you could see
the change.
in the chroma. It was really, it started to get to the point where So what he was saying he does is he starts right by an obvious wetland, walks out 30 feet until he sees like where there's an upland, and then every 3 feet he comes in until he gets to what appears to be some sort of boundary. Like in between,
delineation line between upland and it's that
yeah.
right mark right there.
But one of the things he said is really important is that if you have, like, here's some sort of line, and here's 3 feet where the wetland is closer to, and here it's more the upland, you do not put the flags on the wetland side. You put it
On the
upland side. And he said that, he showed us examples of the type of vegetation that we would
Yeah.
see.
Sedges have edges and rushes are round.
Yeah, so we kind of went through that, high bush blueberry, different things like that. And what is the other thing? Oh, he mentioned that whatever delineation that we get, absolutely 100% needs to include soil data.
Right.
So we can't have them go out right in January and say, oh, there are these plants there because, or even in April, because not everything is blooming. He said the best determination of a wetland line is the soil samples.
Right.
So that's something that I think we should always put in, well, I put it on the checklist, but there needs to be both things there.
Burn and rad, and I mean, those definitely need to be reports that we receive. One of the simplest ways that I remember him saying, because I was must have been looking confused, and he said, hydric soils will always be dark and gray. Upland soils will always have more color.
Yeah.
And that was just the simplest
Once
way
you start
for me.
hit the red.
Right,
Yeah.
so that was the simplest way for me to understand, because looking at that Munsell chart, the difference in grades is so close.
Yeah, it's
tough.
almost impossible sometimes, and I was getting tired.
Yeah, it was a long 2.5 hours.
But he said it really makes a difference because he just went out on a site and the boundaries were 20 feet off.
Yep.
And so he went out with the applicant.
The applicant.
The applicant, and they're
Yep.
like, no, this is it. And he starts taking soil. He's like, you are way over here. That's where your line should be. So he said, before we ever do an ANRAD, we should be, if we're going to do a site visit, we should be taking the samples and doing this sort of thing, or having a peer review
Right.
instead. So, but it was actually kind of fun to get dirty.
It was. It was. It was good.
It was good. So I think.
Maybe he'll do it again so more people can come.
Wait till you get into one with thorns, though.
Yeah.
It won't be as fun then.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of poison ivy around, so.
No, having Andrew as our circuit rider is a blessing. He's very helpful, very, very knowledgeable, and
Yeah.
he's willing to help,
Right.
willing to teach.
Yeah. And any questions, he said, at any time on anything, just reach out and he'll be there. So that's a good thing.
I think if anyone, like, I don't know, Alex, Dan, if you guys are interested, Tony, want to do field delineation training, I can reach out to him. Or Kathy, I'm sorry.
I definitely want to go.
Okay, okay. I
It's
can
where
reach
I'm
out
rusty.
to him.
And I don't think I've ever had the wetland soil training.
Yeah,
I've done it for my work, but it's a little different.
yeah. So I think I can reach out to him if you're interested.
Okay.
It was good. And he can do it on a Saturday or he can do it whenever. It's very flexible.
All right, ready to approve some minutes?
Sure.
Yeah, enough yakking of mine.
All right.
Okay.
Everybody get a chance to look at November 23rd?
November 23rd. Yeah. I know. I know. I did.
All right, Alex, you weren't here, so you can't vote on this one. Someone want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of November 23rd, 2021.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, next is February 15th. That was the joint meeting we had with Open Space to acquire all those parcels of land. Somebody want to make a motion to approve these ones?
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from the February 15th, 2022 joint meeting with the Conservation Commission and Open Space Committee.
All those in, oh, do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Next up is March 22nd meeting minutes.
Second.
Did we get the update to that?
I didn't send it up, but I did update it.
Okay.
So should we hold off on that till the next meeting?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
What was the update?
It was a voting member change.
So why can't we just,
Right,
why can't
and
we
there was
just
a
change that and
motion,
just make
a motion and a second change.
was there a second change on that?
Yeah, a motion and a second.
What was the first one?
First change.
Well, the first one was right here. It's, Mr. Bunker announced that an applicant requested a continuance for April 12th. Mr. Leary made the motion, and then it was seconded by Russ. And so that needs to be changed to Russ. There's Mr. Leary on it, place.
Oh, okay, yeah. So Alex made the motion and Russ seconded it?
Yes.
Is that the only other one? I'm looking.
That's the one I wrote. I think my other change was on April 26th. I think, Mr. Bunker, didn't you,
Yes, for April 12th.
okay. All right, so that was the only one on March 22nd, I guess.
Someone want to make a motion to approve that with the
Change?
revision?
I'll make a motion to accept the March 22nd meeting minutes with that change.
A second.
Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, April 12th, the only thing I had was at the end, right before motion to adjourn, we selected Alex, Lynn, Tim, and Kathy as the
Subcommittee.
subcommittee to review certificate of compliances. Huh? On the 12th.
Next one. Figure out what the next one will be.
What's not?
On the list.
Oh, never mind, I'm not voting on that one.
Is our goal to do, speaking of committee, one per meeting or one per month?
What?
Or certificates of compliance?
Oh, we said we'd do a couple, we didn't say we'd do one or two, we
Okay.
see how many we get in.
So did we send anything out yet?
I haven't sent anything out yet, no.
Okay.
So should I wait until we send something?
Yeah,
out?
I think so.
For what?
For the certificates of compliance?
No, you can, we get one in, we get one in, we can review it.
Okay.
Jameson came in, we did that.
Well, what I mean is that, are we like, so we're proactively reaching out to people?
No, I'm still drafting the letter. Once I send that
Okay.
out, then we'll probably get the deluge of,
Okay,
and then the first three, we can put on one meeting, then the next three,
okay.
we can
Just
put on
do it in
another meeting,
order?
and then, yeah,
So if anybody comes in now, this is, the thing hasn't gone out yet. Okay,
yeah.
all right, gotcha.
Same thing with extensions. We should be getting several people coming in for extensions now.
Mm.
All right, so meeting minutes for April 26th, that's the last one.
There was a change on that one as well. When the motion was made to approve SE 084549, it was seconded. It wasn't unanimous. I did not abstain. I voted no.
I fixed that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent, thank you.
So I want to make a motion to approve the minutes for April 26th?
Well,
I'll make
wait.
a motion to approve those minutes for April 26th.
Then you can't vote, you weren't here.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any
Thank you.
correspondence? Nope. All right, so I want to make a motion to
Did we
adjourn.
vote to approve those minutes?
Yes.
Those minutes you just did, right?
The
26th.
With the change.
So you and Alex voted, oh,
No,
was
no,
that three?
Gene,
Three.
just three of us,
Okay,
yep.
Okay, good. Sorry, I lost
Yep.
count. I thought they were talking
Someone want to
about
make a
Alex.
motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I can't